Hello, I'm Suzanne Yates of Well Mother, and now we're going to do a series of exercises which focus on the 12 meridians. There are 6 exercises and they're done in pairs. You have the yin and the yang pair, and I'll just name the meridians that we're stretching in each of the exercises. And I'll give modifications as we go along. They're sometimes known as the Makkho exercises. So ideally you want to, at first, before you do any of them, connect with the midline and your breathing, making sure you're in a good aligned position, your feet are anchored to the ground, your spine is nice and lengthened, your coccyx is feeling like it's attached with a silver thread to the earth, top of the spine to the sky. So you get a lengthening through the spine, which brings you into an awareness of your midline. That's the basis, that's the extraordinary vessel connection. First exercise is the lung and large intestine meridian. Lung starts under the clavicle and goes to the thumb. And large intestine starts at the index finger and comes up along the yang aspect of the arm and ends at the nose. So the starting position for this, actually often to just relax your arms before you start, we can do one of the extraordinary vessel exercises, just stretching and opening up the chest to just soften and relax your arms. And maybe that feels enough. And at the moment I fell off my bike, so my left shoulder's a bit tight, so sometimes this one feels enough for me to just feel the opening from the lung, stretching up, and really focus on your thumb and index fingers. But then what you can do, is this is a bit more of a stretch for it, is reach behind, link your thumbs together, touch your index fingers, and maybe just open up the chest as you lean back. So if you were pregnant, you wouldn't want to be leaning back. You just open up the chest. Then have your feet about hip width apart, turning your toes slightly in, and then as you breathe out, you just bend forwards, relaxing your head, neck and shoulders, and your arms stretched up. Index fingers and thumbs are the main thing to keep focused on. Stay there as long as you feel is comfortable, and then you come out of this on an out breath. Take your time to come out of this. Really take your time. Soften your shoulders, and then each of these are good to repeat at least 3 times. But we will not repeat them for now, we'll just go on to the next one. I'm going to do a modification for stomach and spleen, because sometimes the one that we'll do next is a little bit complicated. So modification for stomach and spleen. Stomach starts at the eyes, goes down through the chest, down into the legs and coming to the second toe. It's quite a long meridian. Spleen starts on the inside and comes all the way up. So what we can do, it's very much about earthing, is take one leg, have your good alignment of your posture first. I'll do it from the side. Take one leg, so it's a good balancing position. Bring the knees together, making sure your lower back is still flat, and then you can extend into the opposite arm. If that's quite hard to do without any support, because it's very important that you're not forcing your body, then you can go and stand against something, and that might help you bring yourself more into alignment as you do it. Great, and so you do that for a while on one side. It really is a good earthing exercise. Earth is the element for stomach and spleen. And then you can come down out of that. Really find the centre. Centre is the direction for stomach and spleen. And then you can do the same on the other side. So ideally you're trying to keep your knees together, not strain the lower back as you do it. Bring everything gradually into line, and then extend the other arm. course it is working the inside of the supporting leg. Spleen on the supporting leg. And then you can gradually come down. So you stay as long as you want to and get the center. Stomach and spleen. Now, the alternative way of doing this is from standing. Actually, let's go down through squatting briefly and then coming to sit, ideally on the floor between your knees. Now you want to try and have your knees together, so you're getting a stretch. This is actually stretching the stomach meridian, and you want the feet aligned. You don't want the ankles. Little children can sit like that, but it's not good for adults, so you have everything like this. And maybe this is enough, because you don't want to force anything. You do want to try and keep your knees together and your feet like this. But if you're able to, and do really watch your abdomen, but especially your lower back, you can gradually lower yourself back. So maybe that's enough. Maybe you need a ball or a cushion, but maybe you can actually go down on your forearms. Maybe you can go all the way down, but don't strain. And then maybe you can even extend your arms behind your head and rest for a few breaths in this position, or for as long as you want to, in fact. Now, the most important thing in this is when you come up, don't use your lower back, but use instead your forearms. So bring your arms back over your head. Use your forearms, holding onto your feet to bring you up. So it's your forearm, then eventually your hands, so you're not straining your back. And then it's quite good to give your back a little rest after you've done that by coming forwards, resting your head on the ground and letting your back stretch out. So that is potentially quite a challenging exercise for many. Great. So each person does it at their own pace. The next exercise, when you're ready, is the heart and small intestine. Now, heart and small intestine is actually more in the arms. But remember, these exercises were developed by Japanese who have very flexible hips. So sitting like this is not a strain for them, although it can often be for those of us who aren't so used to sitting in the Seiza position so much. But the actual main meridian is coming, the heart, so little fingers coming from under the armpit along the inside of the arm, and the small intestine along the outside, also from the little finger coming into the shoulder. There's some points in the shoulder blade, and it comes into the head. So it's really important when we do this that we're opening the armpit and working the shoulder blade to really get that aspect. But often people feel it more in the legs. So a modification can be, to start with, to just stretch out the meridian by holding the little finger. This hand of mine is a bit, our shoulder's a bit tight. It's actually, small intestine is a great meridian for shoulder issues, and just stretching the meridian like this. So therefore, if this position's not comfortable, you could always do that while you're cross-legged or in another position, or sitting on a ball. That does stretch my arm quite a lot on that side. So then you can do the other side, the little finger, really stretching the whole of this side of the arm. So that's the heart and the small intestine. Modification. You could do that in any position. Another preparation for going into the full stretch can be to just rock gently from side to side. There are some small intestine related points in the sacral area which this frees up a little bit by just rocking from side to side, just as slowly or as quickly as you feel comfortable doing. And then now we want to really focus on this outside part of the arm, so you've got to bring the shoulders forward and come like this. You don't want your arms tucked in, you won't be working it. So out. Breathing out and easing forwards, relaxing your head, neck and shoulders, and really opening under the armpit. Staying there for a little while. So you probably will feel it quite a lot on your legs as well. Modify it by bringing your legs a little bit further out to make it easier, but really feel the main part in the upper body. Yeah, that's great. And again, it's good to repeat this a few times so you ease out of it, and you can repeat that a couple more times. The next one is the bladder and the kidney meridian. And for this one, we need to extend our legs. I'll do it from the side, extending your legs. Bladder meridian starts at the inner corner of the eye and goes each side of governing vessel down the back and essentially down the back of the legs to the little toe. Very long meridian, longest meridian in the body. Kidney comes from the ball of the foot right up the inside of the legs, each side of conception vessel, and comes to under the clavicle. So it's really important that the kidney, as we come forwards, is not collapsing. So really feel the front aspect of that energy too. So we usually start with our arms extended, and then as we breathe out, we ease forwards as far as we can go. If we can touch our little toes, we can touch our little toes, but don't overly round the back in doing this. Sometimes I get people to hold a scarf or something around their legs. And then easing out. So the next one is the triple heater and the heart protector. You can do it bringing your foot up like this if you're able to. But otherwise you can just sit cross-legged. And actually there is an alternative version with the 3 burners, of just gently twisting, because the triple heater is the 3 burning spaces: lower burning space, middle burning space, upper burning space. Nice vertical spine. We can sit like this, and then we cross a hand onto the opposite knee, put the other hand behind, and then just gently rotate around your spine without leaning back, keeping upright, and you just open the 3 burners. Breathing out. Then after a while, you can come back to the centre, and then go to the other side. And then come back to the centre. The actual meridians, the inside, the middle is the heart protector, coming from just outside the breast, and the triple heater from the 4th finger on basically the middle of the outside of the arm. And it's very much about how we move, how we coordinate left and right brains. So it's quite good to do a crossing over. If we cross over, there's a few variations. If we have our palms down, we're working a little bit more the triple heater, and we want to be kind of like giving ourselves a hug. So we don't want to lift our knees away from the ground. We just ease over, relaxing our head, neck and shoulders, and stay in this position for a few breaths. And then we can come up, but you can stay longer if you want to. Modifying it, we can turn the hands up. This is more heart protector. Same cross of the hands, same cross of the legs. We can go down in this position. And stay longer if you want. But then it is very important with this one that we change the cross of the arms and we change the cross of the legs, because it's about integrating left and right brain function. And again, that we repeat it palms up and palms down on the other side as well. And again, it's good highlight if there's one side that's a little bit different from the other side. Feeling out. And so all of these are done on the out breath. Movement on the out breath. And then coming back up. And the last one is the gallbladder and liver, which is wood energy. So I always like to imagine a tree when I do this. There are several variations. The variation I quite like is extending one leg. The other leg is bent. This is in fact the liver meridian. It arises on the lateral side of the big toe and comes up the inside of the leg and up to the breast. That's stimulating a bit more liver. Gallbladder is from the side of the head. It's basically the main meridian of the side of the body. It goes through the shoulder and then the side and then the lateral side of the leg to the fourth toe. So imagine your legs are a bit like tree roots. This is your trunk and these are your branches and your fingers are your leaves. So stretch up like a nice tree and open, and then we want to keep an alignment with the side. We don't want to twist, so try come here. And then if you can, hook on the big toe, and that will stimulate the liver, and then you can stretch, and you can see my shoulders a little bit tight. Open here. Look up. Very much connected with the eyes, so it's very important you look at your leaves, look at your fingers, breathing out. Try and have your weight evenly between the two hips. And then stretch up toward your tree. So that's quite good to repeat a couple of times on that side, but we'll go straight to do the other side. So you swap the legs. Again, this is also about integrating left and right side. It's going to be the tree, stretching up tall. Bring your arms parallel to your legs in the same line as your legs, and then go to the other side and look up to your leaves if you can. Good one for the shoulders as well as the side of the body. And then come back. And then it's very important you come back to the centre. So just come into any aligned position, bring everything back, and end up, we can be sitting. So just feel this connection back with the midline, with the overall regulators of energy, the extraordinary vessel.